And welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to ask the question, would you marry somebody when the family is against you as a bride or as a groom? Would you go ahead with that marriage if the family is against the union? Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because of Nollywood actress, comedian, and business mogul Wofai Fada's latest traditional marriage that she had a couple of days ago. Now, that has gone viral because Wofai Fada's in-laws, especially the father-in-law, released a statement online saying that the family is against the marriage and nobody should associate them with that union, that she is not part of the family. Now, Nollywood actress, comedian, and business entrepreneur Wofai Fada is a very successful lady. She is an all-round entertainer. She's beautiful. She has done well for herself. I mean, Wofai Fada, if you talk about some of the top youngest ladies in Nigeria getting their money, you have to count Wofai Fada. She has like chains of businesses. She's not one of those ladies that you will be looking for what she does for a living. It is there for you to see, and she has so many endorsements. She's a tomboy. She has so many endorsements with football, affiliation to football teams and all that. She is doing well for herself. So you could imagine any family, any sensible family would be very happy to have her in their family as a daughter-in-law, because at least she is bringing something to the table. But that is not for the Cole's family. Now, Wofai Fada met her fiancé, Cole, Taiwo Cole, and they started dating. They got engaged. We were just sitting there minding our business. Wofai Fada shared videos and photos, and then their traditional marriage photos. It was an intimate kind of thing. Like, based on her personality online, you could imagine how top secret she would have kept that traditional marriage. So it was a very beautiful ceremony, and she did well. They looked so beautiful, so amazing. So people were congratulating Wofai Fada and her fiancé or her husband, Taiwo Cole. Now, before you could say Jack, the family Engineer Cole, the father, I don't know, listen, I don't even know how they are related or what happened, but Engineer Cole released a statement saying that they are not in support of the marriage. So this has generated a whole lot of conversation on social media where people are asking the question, would you marry into a family where you're not accepted, or where one of the patriarch or the matriarch of the family says, we don't want you? Now, in African culture, remember, you're not just marrying the husband or your spouse or your lover, you're also marrying into the family. So all the family have to welcome you for you to be comfortable in that home. And a whole lot of people would even prefer for the family to love them and the man not love them, which is why arranged marriage is very common in Africa or in Nigeria. So once the family accepts you, you know that, okay, you have somebody to run to when things are not going as planned. But just take, for instance, if you're marrying into a family where they are not even in support of the marriage, and then you get into that family and things start happening. Let's say, because at the end of the day, he is part of that family. You are just coming in. You're not marrying him into your family. You're going into his family. So would that marriage stand the test of time? Now, I was watching a program recently, when a lady decided to get married. According to the story, the lady, she came from a very humble background. She got scholarship. She was able to go to secondary school, go to university. While the younger ones, she's the first child and the only daughter of the family. I think there were about 6 of them. Now, she was able to go to school. The plan was for her to graduate and then start working and then help the other younger ones to go to school. That was the plan. But she graduated, she met somebody that she loved, and they decided to get married. Now, the parents of the lady did not want the marriage because they said once she gets married, she would forget her responsibility, or the responsibility that she was supposed to take care of, you know, her younger ones, sending her younger ones to school. So they were not happy that she was getting married. Now, the family of the guy did not want the lady because according to them, the tribe where she comes from, these are Igbo people, by the way. So it's not like a Yoruba Hausa kind of stuff. These are Igbo people. But the family of the guy said the tribe where the lady came from, that they are not good wife material, basically. So the two families were against the marriage from the onset. But the two lovers, they stuck to their guns. They said, according to the dad, the lady's father said that she's going to run away with the man if he doesn't give his consent. Finally, they gave them consent to marry. Even on that wedding day, according to what the mother was saying, that she said she was not in support of the marriage. Even on that marriage, when they were getting married, she said she voiced that out. But they went ahead, paid the bride price, did court wedding, did church wedding, and started living together. Now, after the marriage, the lady's parents were in her ears, the guy's parents were in his ears. So obviously there's going to be friction. Now the lady I don't know what happened, but according to the mother, she stopped working, and then that was even double trouble because I think she moved from where she was to move to where her husband was. So it was kind of a challenge for her to get a new job where the husband was. So now she's not working. The parents are frustrated because they felt that they have spent all this money to take care of their daughter. Instead of her to pay back, now she's getting married and not even working. So every responsibility was dumped on the guy. According to the guy, he did his best to satisfy the lady's parents, but because their expectation was so high, they was expecting so much from the lady, regardless of what the man was doing, because it's not coming from their daughter, it was not enough. Long and short story was that she had some medical underlying issue. She has PCOS, so they were trying to have a child, and they were going through all this. How you just say, okay, I have this diagnosis. Somebody in the US will send you medication. Somebody in the UK will send you medication, plus the ones that you're taking in Nigeria. So all those cocktail of medication made her had blood clots. This lady just fell down and passed on. The family of the lady started accusing the husband of ending the life of their daughter. There were so many stories circulating, accusing him of beating her. He was jailed for some time. He said, listen, it was such a rough, and this was within 1 year of marriage. Now, the family of the guy were telling him, oh, we told you not to marry her. The family of the lady were saying, oh, we told her not to marry you, and now see how it has ended. Just within a year of marriage. Now, I'm not saying that when families don't support union, that it always ends in a tragic way. But choosing a life partner that you're going to do life with, that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, is very important that your family and his family accept that union, so that when something is going on, you can easily go to the family or to the two families can sit down and talk about it. But when they were not even in support from the get-go, how would you even approach them to say, okay, these are issues that is going on, I want you to help me talk to your daughter? They're always going to side their daughter because they're going to see you as a problem. And then if the daughter is maybe reporting to the guy's family, they're always going to see you as a problem because we don't want you. Now go and deal with the problem. So is it really advisable for anybody to get married into a family that they are not accepted into? It's even worse for a woman, because for a man, that lady is definitely going to leave her family to come join your family. So whether they accept it or not, it doesn't really, it matters, but it doesn't carry weight as for a lady getting into marriage with a guy that the family do. What if something happened to your husband? Your kids are never going to be accepted into that family, because if they don't like you, there's 80% chance that they're not going to like your kids. So it's a problem all around. It's a problem, unless you're the kind of person that that you don't need. We all need people, regardless. When you're having children, you want them to play with their cousins, their nephews, their nieces. You want them to be a part of a bigger family. We are Africans, so there's that communal a bond that everybody strives to have. So if you're getting married to somebody that that the family will not accept you or is not accepting of you as a person, my dear, abort mission. Abort mission, because it's not worth the stress. Sometimes at the end of the day, the guy would bow to pressure. These are people he has grown up with for the past 30 years of his life, or 30 years plus of his life. They know him. It will be very difficult for him to just detach himself from that family and just follow you. He might be able to do that, but mentally he will be affected mentally. There's always going to be that loss of self that he would feel, and maybe he will lash out on you. I mean, I'm wishing Wofai Fada and her husband Taiwo Cole a very blissful, happy life. We don't pray for any of such things to happen to them, regardless of whether the family accept them or not. We're living in the age or day and age where people, your nuclear family is more important than your extended family. But at the end of the day, these are people that birthed you. So if you're going to leave them to follow a man or a woman, you should be able to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it worth your mental health? Is it worth you waking up every morning looking at this person, knowing that he is hurting, or he feel pain that he's not able to connect to his family? He's not able to call his dad because of you. He's not able to call his mom because of you. His siblings are against him just because of you. Is it worth it? These are the questions that we need to ask. Love is not just enough. Just love is not enough in terms of marriage. Most times when people break up, it's not because they don't love each other. They loved each other. That was why they got married. But love alone will not carry you forever in a marriage. You need support system from both families. You just need people to talk to from both ends. I don't know, we're wishing them all the best. We're praying that the family come around and support them, and maybe when she has a child, according to the story, she's allegedly pregnant, so maybe when they see their grandchild they will come around and accept her into the family. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. I wish them all the best. That leaves me with a question. As a lady, would you marry into a family that doesn't accept you, that feels you're too successful for their son? You would control their son because you're too successful. Would you still go ahead and marry that guy? If so, why would you do that? And if you're not going to do that, let us know why you would not marry such a person. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Bye bye.